going to do a example of how VR cameras work in Notch using a template. So I'm going to grab the clone to 3D grid template. That's going to load in. That's a good starting point. So by default, this scene is rendered to just a 2D regular perspective camera. If I want to output this to 360 video, all I need to do is use a VR 360 camera. So just go into camera and drag in the VR 360 camera and link it in. Select the camera, and you can see that we're now rendering the scene into equirectangular space. And this is the right mapping to use for rendering content to YouTube 360. So you can see that it's a completely spherical projection. And as we look at the camera's properties, it has control to set it into stereoscopic mode. So I can set, if I click that button there, stereoscopic, you can see that now we're outputting into a stereo 3D render, stereo equirectangular render. And we can adjust the interocular separation here and the convergence. So that gives you the control over a stereoscopic environment. Similarly, if we want to work in a VR headset view, then all we need to do is drag in the VR headset camera. Select it. The VR headset camera gives you a stereoscopic render, and this will track the transform of the heads of a VR headset if connected. So currently supported is Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive. So you can simply, once you've selected the camera and you have if you have a VR headset available to you, simply just hit in the VR panel, just hit step in, and it will instantly start tracking the VR headset and give you a render in your headset view. And additionally, if you want to preview a 360 camera render in the VR headset, just hit show 360 preview, and you will actually see the stereoscopic 360 camera being rendered into an equirectangular space and then rendered back into a cube, so you can see it in your VR headset view as it will appear as it would appear if it was rendered out to YouTube. So very, very simple. And if you want to make use of the touch controllers, there's a VR controller node which you can hook into the root. And the VR controller node, you can choose left touch or right touch here, and it automatically tracks the transform of the VR of your touch or Vive controller in space. And so the transform is already there, so it's there to be parented to any 3D object of your choice, or any particle emitter or clone effector or anything else that you can think of attaching to a touch controller. But additionally, you can pull out the values from the buttons using an extractor node. So just for the modifiers extractor, link the extractor into link the touch controller into the extractors channel. You can choose your source channel, and we have button A or the index trigger, for example. And these read out the values from this node. So every time the touch controllers are pressed, triggers are pressed, this value will go up. And you can use that to map to, say, particle emitter's emission rate, or the amount of the effector, or the radius of an effector. Possibilities are completely limitless, really. And if you want to handle both the left and right touch controllers at once, just have two nodes, one mapped to the right and one mapped to the left. A very simple and easy to use VR integration.